Howdy, mesdames et messieurs. In this episode, I bring you to the Wild Wild West. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. My name is Serge Ramelli. I am a French photographer living in the beautiful, the incroyable city of Paris, France, but also in California, city of the West. And I make 2 tutorials per week. Click here if you want to subscribe and get 8 amazing presets and free RAW files, but also access to all my past presets and RAW files. All you have to do is sign up, put in your email address, create an account, and then you will access to the free lesson. Every free lesson has source files that goes with it, which you can download, including today's tutorial. Or you can click here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I spent the Sunday going to the Paramount Ranch, and I took some amazing photo of the Wild Wild West and gave it this really classic look. Let me show you how you can do this with Lightroom presets, mesdames et messieurs. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. So welcome to the Wild Wild West. I went to Paramount Ranch last Sunday and actually found it completely by random. I didn't know that existed. It's like a ghost village close to Malibu, in the Malibu State Park. And they have apparently a set that they used to use in the 1920s. So I took a whole bunch of photos and I wanted to show you how I create what I call the Western preset. Plus I'm going to give you for free a whole bunch of these Western presets. So to create the presets, I do my usual retouching, which is, if you follow my episode, opening up the shadows, bring down the highlights. Now I love what that does when you have this type of sky. I love this type of sky because it's very high clouds that makes a very nice sort of texture. It gives a lot of depth to your photo. It's much better than a boring blue sky. Okay, and then I'm going to do my black point and my white point, holding the Alt key on my keyboard. So remember, when you hold the Alt key on the black, when you start seeing some blue, magenta, red dot, that means these dots are 100% black. And the opposite, when you press the Alt key and you click on the white and you start seeing some white things, it means that it's completely burned and it's 100% white. This was shot with a Sony A7R. I'm going to give you some of these RAW files and the presets so you can play around with. And it's just a cool look that can work for portrait. It can work for many other things. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to boost the clarity because I want to give it a little bit of a movie poster look, and some clarity can be cool. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take down the saturation around like -60 or -57. So it's kind of like, it's not exactly black and white, but it's not exactly color. Okay? Then we continue. I'm going to do just a basic because this is a preset. So I'm just going to do a basic sharpening and noise reduction. So I'm going to put like about 15 of noise reduction and about 50 of sharpening. You would have to, and as I'd always say, a preset is a starting point. You can add, make that a bit different on your photo. And then I'm going to do the masking. Hold on the Alt key. What you want to do, remember, that's the masking for the sharpening. Anything which is black is not going to get sharpened. So that's cool. I don't want any sharpening on the sky. So that's my basic thing. Very important is the unbound profiles correction. Remove chromatic aberration. Well, not so much chromatic aberration because it's almost a black and white photo. But auto, I like to use auto so we have a nice, cool photo. Now here comes the magic. To add this little Western look, it's a very sepia look. I'm going to go into the split toning section here. Very important section. So remember, I desaturated this photo. Now, on the highlights, when you click on the highlights, you can see you have the color wheel here, and you can give any color for the highlights. I'm going to give like a brownish color for the highlights. So the original value that I used was, I think here was 41 in U and 83 in saturation. Okay, and then here on shadows, same thing, same color wheel. I checked many values, but I really like this one, 36 and 24. So it's not exactly the same U between the top and the bottom. Okay, and then, so that's not finished, that's the basic idea. Now, another good thing is old photo used to have a lot of vignetting, so I'm going to do some really heavy vignetting. And now we start to have a little bit of this Western look, but that's not all. Now we have this new option which I think is really cool, is the dehaze option. Dehaze, you see it's here in Lightroom. That's in the latest version of Lightroom. If you go to the right, you're going to add a lot of contrast, but if you go to the left, you're going to add a lot of, haze, fog. I want to add a little bit of fog on this one. Not so much, but a little bit of fog. Like, I think I did -12 on this one. And maybe add a bit of contrast. And maybe lower a little bit the photo. You can bring back some of the saturation, but that's basically the idea of the Western look. Now, when you like a look, when you have a look that you like, you click it clear on the plus here. When I do a set of preset, I like to create a folder first. So you have to go to folder. I've already created Western, but you can see here, you can click on new folder. Now I created this folder called Western. And what I'm going to save here is everything but the cropping. No, cropping is not there anyway, so that's cool. No, I'm going to save everything. Oh, one thing I forgot, very important. To give it a more dramatic look, I'm actually going to lower a little bit, and I'm going to take a radial filter, and I'm going to make 2 radial filters, inverting the mask, meaning what I'm going to do here is only going to affect the center. And what I'm going to do is exactly this, add a bit of exposure and a bit of clarity. Okay, that's too much exposure. All right. And basically this is like having a little lamp torch, a little dodging in your photo, but it just makes the light a bit more complex and more interesting. So you can add as much as, I always put at least 3 by default. I think 3 is a good value. So I add a bit of exposure and a bit of clarity. I kind of like that. Sometimes you can even add a bit of haze or not. No, in this case, I'm not going to add haze. Okay, so that's my basic look. Pretty cool. Let me show you the before. So, well, first, let me do my preset. So I'm going to go here, click on plus. I created my folder, and I'm going to call this one Western 3. Okay, and I'm going to click on create. Okay, now I can just reset this, and by one click on clicking to Western 3, boom, I have the look. Now I created a few other ones. Now once you have a look, I created a few other ones. Let me show you. I created Western 2, which is similar, but it's got less dehaze. I created Western 3, which is a bit the same idea. One which is very different, I created Western Hollywood. It's more recent Western where there's a little bit of green in the shadows. And voila. So let me show you on some other photos that I took of this ghost town. For example, this is a panel that I took. You can see here, I'm going to go to the crop tool. You can see that it's actually a big panel. Let me make it a little bit bigger of this ghost town. And the clouds were nice, but the light was boring. By doing the Western look, this is a preset we just created, applied on that panorama. Check this out. Isn't that more interesting? It's pretty cool. I think I like it. Then, of course, it's always a starting point. You can decide to add more saturation, less saturation. Let me show you. You can bring back some of the original colors if you want, or take them completely out and go completely. So you decide your saturation. I can crop this and make it a bit more better horizon. You can do whatever, but I really like that look. I like that look. Let me show it to you on a few other photos. So I'm going to give you for free a few of this raw file and all my Western presets for free. Remember, that's another one. It's called the Western vignetting with a very strong vignetting. So you can just click and see which one works the best. This is a bit strong. Let's go for Western Bright. This is not correct. Let's go for Western Hollywood on this one. That's pretty cool. But let's just go for Western 1, the one we just created. I like that. Let me show you on a few other ones. That's an overall view of the ghost town. Let's go to Western 1. Western 1. Oh, you see Western 1 is way too bright on this one. So let's check what Western 2 is going to do. Doesn't do much different. Oh, it's a bit better. Let's check Western 3. No, Western 2 would be the best for this photo. But you can always, bring down a little bit more the exposure. And voila, and now you got a cool look photo in just one click. Okay, and let's carry on. Let's play around with some other photos. Let's play Western 3 on this one. This nice photo. And this is the last one. This one is the last photo that I took. This is the Paramount Hill, apparently that's how it's called, by the Paramount Ranch. And let me see, this one is Western Bright. I use Western Bright for like very dark photos. So voilà, you can play around with that. If you like this type of preset, I'm going to give you a special offer. I have what I call the Lightroom preset, the Essential Bundle. It's normally $108. Right now it's at $66.96, but I'm going to give you an extra 20% because you've seen this video using the code PLP232. PLP232. By the way, PLP is the name of my show. It stands for Photography, Lightroom, Photoshop. PLP232. You can get an additional 20%, and that is over 250 presets that you can play around with. And it's going to take your photos to a whole different level. It's going to take you places you did not expect. And just a little reminding, when you buy presets from me, whether it's free or you pay 250 preset, the way you install it is you go to Lightroom, you go to Preference, you go to Preset. The second time you click on Show Lightroom Preset folder, and there's a lot of Lightroom preset folders. The one you're looking for is Develop Preset. These are the presets you are looking for. These are the droids you are looking for. All right? So do not go to any other folders. Develop Preset. You see here, there's a folder called Western. So I'm going to give you a folder. You just put it there. You restart Lightroom, and you play around, and you create really cool, nice photos with one click, and you take it from there. Voilà, mesdames et messieurs. Hope you like this, and I'll see you in another episodes. Hasta la vista. Do you want to get hundreds of RAW files from all over the place where you can play around with? Do you want to get amazing free Lightroom presets, free brushes, free Photoshop actions? All you have to do is enter your email address. You will receive an email. You can then create an account, and then you can access this free lesson tab. You can choose from over 200 free lessons. Every free lesson is going to have source files for you to download and play around with. It's a great way to learn photography, learn post-processing for nothing. No money, it's all free. It's a gift to you as a member of photoserge.com. So thank you and welcome, and let's do some photos together.